I'm Suze.
And I'm Campbell.
And we live in Marina del Rey.
How did we meet and how long have we been together?
We met at university in Scotland, in Stirling, and we've been together for...
I can't remember. It's over 20.
It's over 20 years, and we've been married for 14.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I'm saying yes. I can't...
Well, we've been married for 1.5 years, and before that we knew each other for about 3 years. Though it's going on to be a little longer soon.
The short version of how we met is we met through an acquaintance. Slightly longer but more interesting version is we met in a cult. And there's a much longer version of how we met.
That was quite a euphemism, an acquaintance. I mean, I guess it's true. But yeah, we spent the first 6 months of our relationship getting out of a cult.
We met at school. She graduated in last December, and I graduate next spring. And we met. She was a theater performance major at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and I am still a film and new media major at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. So we met at school, and yeah, started dating, and now we've been dating for almost 2 years in May.
We were both working at a counseling agency. It was the first day, and he was handing out name tags to only the campers. And he's handing them out, and he comes up to me, and I told him, well, I'm a junior counselor, so I didn't think I needed a name tag. And he goes, I know who you are, and he kind of yelled at me. So the first time I met him, he yelled at me.
I put her in her place.
It didn't work.
No, it didn't.
I moved down here in 2012 from Northern California and came down here just to live in my car and hoping I would be a musician. And one of the first people that I met was Bree, and we met at a mutual friend's house at a party. And yeah.
And we've been together this is our 7th year.
7 years.
Sam and I met when we were working at Nordstrom Corporate as contractors, and we've been together for 3 years now.
Mm-hmm. I was in my sweatpants, a t-shirt kind of like this, and I came out.
He's 18.
And I'm like, okay. And flashing through, how far can I go? Flashing through my mind was, okay, every moment's led to this. This is your A game. You're gonna have to do everything as best you can. Sorry, that's over there. And my best A game was, don't let her leave. Just do whatever you gotta do. Every moment is greatening your odds.
How did we meet?
We met in high school. My freshman year, I came and she was a sophomore because she was a year older than me. Then my sophomore year, her junior year, we got together, and we've been together ever since then. We've been together for 6 years now.
Aww. Okay. So we met almost a year ago. We've been together for about 10 months. We actually met online through Instagram. He works in the same field as my dad, and so that's how I knew who he was, and then we got connected and started talking through there.
I'm Elizabeth Carrison.
And I'm Jacob Carrison, and we're siblings.
No, we've been together for 11 years now. We met, I was in high school, he was in college, and we got married 5 years ago.
We've been together for
2.5 years.
And we met on Tinder.
We did.
Match made now. But it really is, actually. So you can meet people on any sites or anywhere, honestly.
What were our occupations before starting the self-isolation? Has that changed now? Ha ha ha.
I am a marketing consultant and I work from home, and I am still a marketing consultant and I work from home.
I run a small recording studio, which is my external guest house. So I have clients come and go in there. So I was doing that just before everything. I don't have clients at the moment. And acting as well. But I can't go out for any acting stuff at the moment either.
No auditions, no.
We are recent transplants from the south suburbs of Chicago, actually. We've been here. I am a retired police officer. I retired in January. And had 26 years in the south suburbs of Chicago. I am a student. I am studying to become a nurse anesthetist.
I'm a physician assistant. I just graduated in December, so I've been job searching the past couple months, basically unemployed.
I graduated from college. I was a teacher for a year. Then I became a police officer for 4 years, and then I went back into teaching. And then I stayed home with my children after that. And then I got struck with, I was informed I had multiple sclerosis. So I have been home for many years trying to fight that.
Before self-isolation, I was a server. And obviously with the no more than 10 people rule, my job was basically like, you aren't allowed to come back until this is all over. So that kind of sucks, but what have you been doing?
So before the quarantine period started, I was a freelance filmmaker. So I made all of my money doing freelance video projects, working on sets and things like that. And those all halted because all of the film productions stopped basically, and they brought all their crews back to LA, and they brought all their crews back to New York. Because a lot of times the only shows that come through Nebraska are like either reality TV shows or commercials. And so those are primarily the sets that I'm working on. And all of those stopped. They stopped productions on just about everything. So that's what I was doing, and now I'm doing nothing.
I am a massage therapist and a performance artist. I'm an aerialist and actor, but my main gig was massage therapy.
And I am a musician, currently with no gigs, but still playing along and doing the social media thing from home, so that's good. Now that we're in the quarantine, I've been running games of Dungeons and Dragons for kids online, and that has been helping. The parents pay me a little bit to entertain their kids, so that's really nice.
I currently am working as a shop right from home shopper, and I am employed during this whole pandemic, and I have seen the apocalyptic side of things. I mean, so is Justin, but I continue to see it almost every day except for Thursdays.
We have a print shop, and we have no employees, so it's just her and I.
We're running it mom and pop.
And we locked the doors about 3 weeks ago and stopped letting people in, and I started a regiment of how to bring packages in, spraying it with 99% alcohol and letting them sit for 24 hours and then bringing them home. It's just, it's insane.
He's been nearly paranoid.
But I have all the tools. I got a million rubber gloves. I have pure alcohol. I mean, I've got breathing masks from when I sanded my car.
Obviously, you can see he's a little obsessive about this.
I'm at the tip of the spear.
We are, doing a good job with trying to quarantine.
What's he printing? Hey, babe. What are you working on?
Envelopes.
Envelopes. Nice.
Simple.
Envelopes are important.
Window envelopes.
Window envelopes. So people can put out their billing. Huh. That's right. Still making the money.
Would you consider yourself a typical homebody?
Yeah, I think since I started working from home and I don't go to the office, and it's been now 3 years.
What's your definition of homebody?
Somebody who likes staying at home. Is that what it means?
I don't know. It's a very old-fashioned term. It's like a Victorian term. Or it's like, I'm a homebody. I like staying at home and smoking my pipe. That's what homebody sounds
Well,
like.
I don't like smoking a pipe.
I do not think I'm a typical homebody. I like going out. Don't need to go out every night. I like cooking, so I cook a lot at home. I don't need to go to restaurants every night. I just like if I want to go out, the choice of going out, I guess.
Well, I like going out as well, but given the current situation, I am okay with being a homebody.
I still think it's too old-fashioned.
Maybe just grab a dictionary to check what
I
it
don't want
actually
to.
means.
Yes, 100,000%. I love being at home.
I don't go out to party. I like being home after I work, but I also like being
You
outside.
go stir crazy very
Yeah.
much. Like, we usually when you get home from work, we go for a walk already, or a run more recently. And so
Imagine keeping a dog in the house.
most people in Manhattan do keep dogs in the house.
Imagine keeping a dog in your house and you don't walk it. That's how I feel.
Do you consider yourself a homebody?
No.
In a word.
No. I'm always busy doing something. I love being busy. Sometimes to a fault. There can be a little bit of it's like a escapism almost to try to like stay busy. So I think that's a lot that was partially where the anxiety came from later.
Yeah.
Too.
I'm a hopeful homebody. I would love to just be home all day, house husband, cleaning things up, taking care of the dog and the dishes and dinner, and I love it. I think it's great, and I love that we have so much time together. But, you know, it's hard to see you, like, work yourself up sometimes, you know?
But were you?
Because I can tell that it's hard, really hard for you to be cramped up in here.
Yeah, but were you a homebody before this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like being home.
Well, yeah, you know, I like it.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, you know, we're paying for this place, and I like to make it comfortable because it's a safe space for me, and so, you know, I like spending time here.
I would consider myself, and I would also take a risk here. Not really risk and say Justin too. I like to say we're both homebodies.
I'm in my home, so
Yeah. Well.
homebody. But yeah, I mean, a lot of us at the library, where I work in particular, refer to ourselves as extroverted introverts because we are all homebodies. We're all introverted by nature, but we all have this willingness to help people in some way or another, to reach out and connect with the community. But overall, yeah, definitely a homebody.
Mm-hmm.
How much time do you normally spend together weekly as a couple? How much time do we normally spend together weekly as a couple before this, or did we?
Same.
Any free time.
Yeah, about this much.
Yeah. So
This is really nothing new for us. If we have free time, we're self-quarantined together.
Yes.
So
Not enough. I know you're going to say quite a lot. By like objective standards, pretty much any time that you were not at work or wasn't a weekend we would be spending together, and on weekends it was most of it. So I would say probably at least 4 hours a day usually. And
Awake, and then we also
awake,
sleep
yeah,
for
well,
8 hours.
No, we sleep in separate beds. What is
You
it?
threatened to do that once. You threatened to
That
shush me
was
to
during a
sofa.
fight, okay?
I'll never let you live it down.
It's not the friggin' 40s. But, and then on the weekends, usually
Sometimes
a lot
we
of time.
push our twin beds together. If we're feeling especially adventurous, we sometimes let our nightstands touch.
You're a little
and I
shit.
show him my ankle.
We don't get to spend a lot of time together, so
That's the next question is how much time do we spend together before this all happened, which is not very much.
not very much. We would see each other if he was on tour.
When we're sleeping mostly,
Yeah.
it was like we would wake up and see each other, and then I would go out on tour, and then I would come home, and then we would see each other before bed. You know, it was that kind of schedule.
Yeah, so like if he's on tour, he's gone for minimum 3 days, you know, usually about 5. And then when he is home and he has local gigs, I work all day. So we would see each other at night, you know, in the morning a little, maybe if we both woke up
We'd
at the
have
same
coffee
time.
together.
Yeah, sometimes we would wake up and make sure we had coffee together and hung out a bit. And then I was asleep by the time he got home. So like, I don't know how many hours a week.
How many hours a week? What would
Did
we see each other? I don't know. We don't have to
Average.
quantify it. You know, less than we would like. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And now, how much time do we spend together, and how do we spend it?
We spend 24 hours a day together.
Just about.
And I love it. I love it a lot.
How have you been spending most of your extra time? I've been cleaning. The house is so clean. That's why you're depressed. Probably. I don't know what I'm gonna do when this is gonna be over. I mean, like, hopefully it's gonna get dirty again, but I don't have much left. Hopefully it's going to get dirty again. So I can clean it again. The only thing I've got left is to paint the deck. Weird. Are you saying you want the house to get dirty quickly again so you can clean again to give you something to do? Or because you enjoy? I enjoy it. I don't enjoy cleaning. I enjoy when it's clean. That's made me depressed. Oh my god, this entire conversation is depressing now.
Extra time? I have the same amount of time as before. I mean, I don't know, I guess I just try to fill it with more things now.
We've been trying to stay busy playing games. I like to do puzzles. So my mom got us a few puzzles and mailed them here. We've been watching movies, documentaries. Jake has been studying, trying to keep on top of schoolwork. I started to crochet, so that's been an experience. Still need a lot of work, but hey, I'll have the time.
How have I been spending most of my extra time? I'm not sure what extra time means. I typically work from home, so if I'm not working, I'm typically, you know, spending time doing one of my hobbies, cooking, cleaning. I mean, it's really normal operations as far as the extra time that I have because of what we can't go out and do.
We've been doing a puzzle together. It's a really, really complicated puzzle, and it's taking us forever, but we'll get through it eventually.
It's 1,000 pieces. I don't usually.
And it's all
like
the same color.
They're all the same color. The shapes are very similar. It's 1,000 pieces. I have no attention span. I'm very like all over the place in terms of my attention. So
It was fun.
But it's fun, and it's kind of like something we can do that occupies our time, and we're working together to do it.
You know, I have a bunch of instruments here. We mess around with music every once in a while.
We love to sing. We do karaoke here.
There's been a lot of, you know, features of the home that kind of get neglected when you're working so much.
Oh, we've been cooking?
Cooking together, yeah.
We never get to cook together?
Bree how to use seasonings.
Well, we spend our time
walking the dog,
out in the wash,
cooking
behind the house, and we watch stuff on TV at night. I like to watch a lot of things, shows, what have you. We're doing puzzles. We're playing games.
Yeah.
The only people that we've allowed to come over and have contact with us for is our daughter, who's older. Again, I'm not telling you the age. and she's with her boyfriend, and so they're quarantining. But if they mess up at all, they're not allowed to come see us anymore.
Right. Restricted. 2 weeks. We're gonna make sure they don't get a temperature.
Right. So, although this one's got a birthday next Friday, so we're gonna do our first Zoom party for his birthday.
So hack that if you can.
And invite everybody.
That's how it goes. Millions of people. Have you thought of any methods as a couple to cope with the new at-home situation, schedule shift and cleaning responsibilities, staking out your personal workspace, etc.?
I think just trying to keep variety.
Yeah.
Not hanging out on our phone the whole time or hanging out on our laptops the whole time, going outside. Really just going outside's nice.
Yeah.
You can't really do much else.
I think it's the longest amount of time, so far in our relationship that we've been unable to see anyone else. And so I think we've both gotten an understanding of I need to be working on my stuff now, but then there's also always the time to go do something together, so it doesn't become
We watched a lot of movies.
a lot of movies, a lot of really bad movies, actually.
We get up at the same time every day, because one of the problems would be if you get up, you decide to sleep in, so just say, tomorrow I'm really tired, so sleep in till 7 or 8. Or people would go, that's a sleep in. For me, that's a sleep in. But then if I do that, if I sleep in till about 8, then I'm not going to go to bed till ages. And then it's the nighttime that's the problem part if you're looking for something to do. So as far as a routine goes, getting up at the same time every day, which is 6, and we may switch to 5 or 5:30 if the days are getting lighter in the morning. And then I'll work for a while, and then I'm usually eating a bit earlier, and then I'll work for another chunk from about 5 to 7 or 7:30, and then I'll just stop, and then it's either I'll watch a movie or mix some music or something, and then read for a bit, and then go to bed about 10. So that's a description of... What's your routine as well, roughly? Or is it? Or is your one
I
different?
get up, I walk, I work, I clean.
Mine sounded a bit more fun, I think.
You clearly have more fun in this relationship.
Yeah.
That we've done. No, not really. We just...
No, he sucks at cleaning, so I'm usually the cleaner, and I'm fine with that. Once again, Virgo, so I'm a neat freak. So I'll do most of the cleaning. We find different things to do to sort of just stay occupied, I guess you can say. So when he's playing his game, I might go over there and mess with him a bit, or he'll teach me how to play some stupid games.
Call of Duty.
So I can finally shoot and point. Or baking or cooking, just finding things to do to sort of make the time go by.
I discovered that serotonin is very good and positive.
That's right.
And this is a fact, everybody. It's from a medical whatever I read. If you cuddle with somebody, and I don't care who that is, it could be your dog.
Okay.
Or hopefully not your fish. But if you cuddle with somebody, anybody, you increase your serotonin. And serotonin is good for your body, and it trickles down to your health and your white blood cells and your how to fight getting sick.
That's awesome. Okay, so there's one of the ways.
And there's 3 others that go along with the intimate love, and there's a lot of endorphins get released in certain
They have a
activities.
lot of videos to watch.
So in the bedroom, I have a desk that's kind of set up to be for recording and audio equipment and things like that. And it's really good for your voiceover stuff, and it's also really good for my D&D stuff, and it keeps us separated from the rest of the house. And so when one of us is working online, we will be on that desk, and then the other can be out here in the living room and do whatever they want. So whether it's working out or watching TV or whatever, I feel like we kind of did that without even having to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it really does help.
Yeah.
To be like kind of separated like that.
Yeah, luckily we have a 1 bedroom, so we have the space to be able to separate. I imagine that's probably why it's working out so well. Well, we get along really well, which is great. We've been together a long time, so we've worked on our communication and
People who have been together like 50 years are like, yeah.
well, whatever. But yeah, so we just get along. We're like, we're friends. So it's just like hanging out with your best friend all the time. But I think that it helps that we have separate activities or space or ability to separate our space if we need to.
Can we talk about how we're having more sex?
I don't know.
Yeah, we can say that too. I mean, obviously couples are closer together and that's a big part of a relationship. And I think that that's been good for us too, to get to know each other more intimately and have more time for that as well. You know, there's nothing worse than like that feeling rushed, like, you know, trying to connect in between such busy schedules.
Yeah, or feeling like it's been a long time and it can get kind of awkward to be like, can we schedule this, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So just having the time to just have it organically come up has been really nice.
Yeah. Seven? It's tough.
So, Lamont, did you ask for a rainbow for your birthday?
I did. I just showed up.
And it's Good Friday. That's pretty cool.
Thanks, Lloyd.
Yeah. It is gorgeous out on this Good Friday. Just eating dinner outside. Happy birthday, baby.
Today's date is April 11th, and yesterday this one turned another year older, which she wasn't too happy about, but you know, what are you gonna do? At least we're living. That's a good thing.
Hello. Number 1. What is today's date? I don't know. I never memorized the day. I need to check on my watch.
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. It's 14th.
No, I know. It's 14th. No, I know. Don't tell me. It's 14th because tomorrow is 15th.
Okay. Why is that exciting?
Because tomorrow I'm having my first drink in 100 days.
Yay!
Alcoholic drink.
Alcoholic drink.
Alcoholic drink.
So that could have been pretty boring otherwise. How many days have we been self-isolating?
It's been more than 3 weeks. Pretty much, definitely more than 3 weeks.
Yeah. I'm not counting days. I actually find it really hard to think backwards. The time seems to be skewed.
Yeah, it's really, really difficult.
It's lasting longer. That's what time is doing.
Days are endless.
We still don't know when we started this. Once again, I think it's like the first week or second week of March. So I'm assuming we're probably like a month in now. Has it been a month? Probably. No? Well, almost a month of isolating.
Well, we've been quarantined for officially a month.
Well, today is April 12th, and we have been in lockdown or isolation mode since about March 20th. Today's a nice day in Vegas, so my husband is out walking the path, but because I have multiple sclerosis and one of my downfalls right now is I can't bend my knee when I walk, so I trip a lot. So he's out walking and I'm making the video. You can kind of see the nice little background. He's got a nice walking path with the mountains and everything, and unfortunately I'm stuck out by the car, but enjoying the weather.
This week, I think it's starting to set in that we're kind of stuck here. Certainly a few more squabbles between the two of us than normal. Just little things, you know, nothing comes to mind, but that's the way it starts. Just a little tiny thing, and then we're stuck here together, so we, of course, have to figure it out.
I applied for a job with a local mortuary. Might have to learn how to say it if I get the job. being like an assistant funeral director, it went very well. It went very well. Death is certainly nothing foreign to me. I've seen enough of it. Usually it's fresh. It was fresh when I saw it. During the interview, it was a good interview. It went very well. I feel very confident. Hopefully I'll get in and get me out of the house and make some money and do some good things for some families on their worst day. And being a police officer for so long, you always see people on their worst day. You never see them on their best day. And so I think the funeral thing would be it'd be a good fit. I did make a joke to my daughter, and she didn't think it was very funny, that if I get the job and I get to drive the hearse, maybe she'd come on a ride along. She didn't think it was funny. It's kind of cop humor. During the interview, though, I remember my first death as a police officer, and I remember my last one. My last one, if you're going to have a cool death, that's correct, sure. If you're going to have a cool death, it was on a second or third floor of an apartment building. An adult male went and found his father. His father was like 85, 86 years old. He found him, he passed away. The gentleman had a very nice apartment, second or third floor, because nothing ever happens on the first floor. You always climb the stairs. And he died, looked like he just fell asleep in his favorite chair in front of the TV watching his favorite show. And the guy literally had the remote control still in his hand. And that's the way to go out. That's a man. That was a man. Not that bad of a death.
Have you gotten along well or gotten on each other's nerves?
Both.
That's the usual, though. But I've mentioned this. I think that we are like getting on each other's nerves less than usual, proportionate to the amount of time we're together.
We also have less stress on us than usual because I have less work due to the quarantine, and you also have less work.
Gigs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so there's less pressure, and so we're just kind of we're reverting
So
back to a bunch of irresponsible millennials.
Yeah, there's a little bit more pay attention to me, but there's less tensions flaring, which is good. I read a study that said that domestic violence has increased by a very large %. And for us, domestic violence has decreased.
Surprisingly, I am surviving.
I think you've got to suck up and get used to it. So we're surviving we're using our own space.
Yes.
Which I think is important. So you're not in each other's face all the time.
Overall, kind of catching up, it's a lot of Lamont and Shannon.
Wait, so are you saying that it's building up for you with me?
Oh, you mean when I'm going to get upset? No, that's not what I mean.
No, me getting on your nerves.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't feel like you're on my nerves at all. I feel like we're making meals all the time. I feel like I've dropped a few pounds instead of gaining weight.
Oh my God, he gets on my nerves every second of the day. And I'm sure I piss him off too.
Regardless of what it is, if it was quarantine or not, we always get each other's nerves.
That's why we last so long.
We usually get along fairly well. We usually don't really have any arguments. It's definitely, we've noticed an increase. We squabble a little bit more. It's interesting. We had a little argument the other day and I wanted some personal space. Usually I go outside, go for a walk, go for a drive. All I could do was go into the bedroom and close the door. But I feel like it's been making us work through it faster than we might otherwise. So I feel like it's helped us strengthen our relationship, even though we're in such close quarters all the time.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Do you feel your relationship is strengthened or strained by the situation?
If we can survive this, we can survive anything.
Neutral.
Seriously. Did not expect this.
Yeah.
I think it's been strengthened.
Hey.
Just because, like, it's been nice to know what it's like to, like, live with someone in very close quarters for an extended period of time. Because, like, she has her apartment and I have this house, and so when we weren't self-isolating, we would spend a lot of time together, but also, like, we had our separate places, and when we would spend some time apart as well. So I feel like it's really been an interesting look inside what it's like to live with someone all of the time, you know?
And our relationship is getting stronger. It's getting challenged because, like, she's kind of seeing through me a little bit more often, like some of my sense of humor comments. She's kind of getting...
Because he's cynical.
I'm a little cynical. And so we have to work through those because apparently I'm a little more cynical than I realized.
Well,
so that's
like,
good in a sense because then I know, like, not to hurt her feelings, and I can say things that are more appropriate, and then I actually get a great return on investment when I do that.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, we have a pretty, like, well-developed relationship. I could say if we were, like, just starting up, then maybe it would have been a little tough because, you know, just constantly being surrounded by a person, you know.
How just started up, what do you think it would be?
Well, because, you know, like, when you first start a relationship, you're trying to hide a lot of things. Like, you don't want to fart in front of that person, or you're trying to be, like, cool and calm.
Doing that was, like, the first
Yeah, because you're gross.
month.
But, like, us ladies, we have class. So I'm just saying, like, I feel like I would have been a little hard.
In a lot of ways, I think we touched on this before, but we don't get to see each other very often, so having a lot of time to be around each other, it was like playing catch up with the time that we wanted to spend together. But also it kind of makes me feel more secure about not spending time because now I know that there's more, like, I'm not as what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I'm not, whereas before I was anxious about not seeing you.
Mm-hmm. Now you
Or
can't
not-
wait to get me out of the house.
Or not spending time with you. And now priorities are shifting, like, oh, actually, now I'm missing this other stuff that goes on in my life, and I have all these other things that I enjoy and that I want to spend time on and with. And it makes me feel more secure when we're apart. Because I don't know why.
No, I guess that's a good thing, though.
Have you learned anything new about your partner? Don't think so.
I don't remember now.
Did we do
Is there-
anything new?
No. I mean, it's kind of hard to do something new when you've been together for 20 years.
Yeah, I discovered I have had a really dark psychosis for the past 3 years.
You didn't know.
I thought, wow, that's crazy.
People actually believe you. Don't say stuff like
Okay.
that.
I did
No.
not have a psychosis.
No, you did not. You did not.
I've learned your eating habits.
You already knew my eating habits.
No, I always assumed you ate one big meal a day. But, like, your eating habit turns out to be whenever food is made and placed near you within half an hour, it will disappear.
You didn't know that? Yeah, you. I think you knew that.
No, I didn't.
I do like the one big meal a day, but it just has to be kind of there, and then I'll do it.
He is a storyteller. And so every morning he starts off and he can talk my ear off for an hour about what's going on and what's next and what's happening in the world and what we're doing with our business because we're transitioning right now, which is such a big deal. And he's gotten to know that that's about all I can take. And then we need to open the blinds and get moving with our day.
Yeah, I've learned opening the blinds first is actually a good move.
Because otherwise I said what?
Something about demons and the devil.
I did not. I said this is depressing.
Oh, that's what it was. I changed it.
Oh my gosh.
Mitchell's a little bit messier than I thought that he was.
Really?
Yeah. Like I know that he's like a messy person, but he's not like really gross messy, but like he just has a lot of things, and I'm a more organized person, so you can see like where he goes throughout the day because he just leaves like a trail of himself around the house.
I'm actually surprised that you say that was something surprising to you. I would have thought you would have always known that I was that messy.
I know that you are, but it's kind of like opening my eyes more into like, oh, this is like a thing. Like you are messy.
I learned that he can grow a beard. He's never really had one before. He grows scruff and then I get annoyed and then he shaves it off. But he decided since he's got nothing to do, he's gonna grow it out.
It's still scruff. I really don't possess the genetics for like a really thick, like, I don't know, Middle Eastern guy beard. No, it doesn't. Or really thick German, manly man beard. No. It's just on the borderline between, homeless guy and beard.
Well, I stopped shaving my legs, so I think we're even.
Yeah. Hers are like a hairy Persian man. Yeah, they're very hairy. Hairier than mine. Yeah. I guess, yeah, that's one thing I learned, yeah. That she can have hairier legs than I do.
Did anything funny, haha, or unusual happen this week? No, everything sucks.
No, I saw one of our
rabbit?
one of our cats fly. Because he launched himself off the bed and he literally just flew for about 4 feet. And that was like in the middle of the night, just at 2 a.m. So completely random.
Wow. Yeah, you should get out more.
I wish.
I mean,
there's too many funny things that
always,
happen.
Like fun things
Yeah.
that happen and things that we laugh at. So you know, the question, it's like, what's the question? Did any funny things happen? It's like, I don't know. It's kind of silly. I think it's a silly question.
I don't think it's a silly question, but there's just too many funny things to talk about and to remember and bring up. Some funny things are like be there moments. Some
Like
of them not so much.
Those who aren't like having funny moments in their life.
I mean, we don't want to be
It's
mean.
sad.
But we're not being mean. I mean, maybe you enjoy not being funny. I don't know. Maybe being funny is not everyone is funny.
Okay.
I mean, people can still live.
I don't remember. All the days feel the same.
They all feel the same.
Yeah, so I don't really know if that was last week or this week.
Oh my god, I had a birthday. We celebrated me turning 22. I forgot to. Yeah, I turned 22 in quarantine. That was really interesting. It was a fun time though. It was good. We made it work. That's about it.
It was like a year ago.
It does.
Final comments? Anything related to relationship, home life, crisis, relationship advice for others, or anything else?
Take turns cooking. Take turns cleaning.
Cooking? Have you cooked?
Like once or twice. but like, I clean and take turns. I mean, I'm talking to myself.
You do. If I cook, you tend to do the dishes.
Always,
Even
100%.
though I have to follow up because, it's not perfect. But that's okay because what he does is helpful. And that's all right.
It's close.
But I think my best relationship advice is a lot of patience, a lot of grace. Don't say everything that comes to your mind.
Wow.
Bite your tongue.
I should write this down.
Practice the power of shut up in your head. And you're not going to be perfect at it.
Not me.
Sometimes you are going to mess up, and then you're going to have to forgive one another, and you got to talk about it. Like, don't bury that stuff down, or talk to your friends about it. Like, if stuff's really, really hard, or you're having a tough day with your significant other, then talk to somebody about it. Don't keep it bottled up.
And limit your news exposure, because the news sucks.
Yeah, we learned that.
Yeah. Just limit it, because they're about a week behind and not really that accurate.
Please communicate at this time. I mean, who knows how much longer we're going to be in quarantine, but please communicate no matter who you're with. If you're with your family, if you're kind of held up with a whole bunch of friends, even if you're with your domestic partner, even if maybe things aren't going so well, there's always, even though you're stuck inside, there are other people you can communicate with. Please check in on your friends. So yeah, just communicate. Just communicate a lot.
Actually, I do have some advice.
Make your own mistakes.
Create boundaries for yourself.
Physical too, like literal room boundaries help as well.
Well, I don't mean just during this time. I mean just like in a relationship. Have some boundaries.
Yes.
Establish them. Know what you want them to be before anything happens.
Write them down, sign it if you have to.
And then stick to them. Know thyself.
Mm-hmm.
Explore thyself, because the
Also,
more that you know yourself, the more that you can be open to the way that others are and have compassion for that.
and explore others, explore each other, explore your house.
So I decided to make my husband's birthday more fun. He was moving all the stuff out of the print shop yesterday, and I turned our house into a roller rink. I moved all the furniture and the rugs,
I came home and she was wearing these.
and I was skating
And she was skating around the living room in these.
And he was playing his 80s rock music,
That's awesome.
and I was dancing for him.
It was probably the best birthday I've ever had.
So that was fun, and that's what we like to do, get creative and shake it up a little bit.
Heck yeah.
Are we ready for some birthday fun?
Oh,
I clean up the room so that we can roller skate around.
Wow. Best birthday ever. What is going on in here? Look at this.
Gonna...
Whoa.
My new roller rink.
Yeah, I guess this is one way of, what did your brother call it? It's a QBP. QBP. Quarantine birthday party.
Beautiful, love it.
You have to be hip to pull one of those off right now.
Okay then.
And this puzzle, ooh, we're almost there. I think we can knock this thing out.
Boundaries puzzle. Doing it. Quarantine 2020.
So this is where we've been hanging out the past couple weeks, months. Look at how pretty it is outside. We just walk around. This is where we take the dogs. Sometimes we like to pretend it's the quarantine dog show. Yeah, that's what we said yesterday. But yeah, it's really just pretty out there.
How do you feel things have been this week compared with last week? Relationship, boredom, anxiety, productivity, etc. So last week was different because we haven't drunk any alcohol in 100 days.
And then we started drinking alcohol.
Yeah, this wasn't to do with isolation. We just wanted to not do it for 100 days.
And we started drinking on Wednesday, and we had raging hangovers on Thursday.
Yeah, I puked all night. I'm not used to drinking. No.
So do not drink for 100 days and then have 4 cocktails.
Yeah, just drink every day, and then when you have a celebration,
build
when you have
your
a celebration
immunity.
at the end of it, you won't puke. It's pretty good solution.
Well, I started work.
You did?
As in, I got transferred to a new team, and it's a lot of information, and I have suddenly a lot more structure in my day compared to before.
Yeah.
I kind of miss the old days when I can just hang out. Now I have to be humble and learn.
And I have been Like, we've both been kind of slipping with running a little bit, but not like a ton.
Oh, come on. We ran 3 times the week before, and this week we ran like twice.
We ran 3 times this week.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, we did, okay.
Yeah.
Still not great, though.
So, not as good as we did. And I've been, like, kind of trying to make you feel a little better about the situation.
Oh, you made me orange snacks. They're the best. Take little oranges, and then, like, you take the outside off, and then inside,
It's
every
just
one of them
deep-hifted
has little
citrus.
compartment. And then you take off the skin of that
Just-
in the bowl and add a little bit of
You
honey.
fish out the meat, and that's it. But it's just time consuming, and all it does is it lets me say that I love you, even though it's really like super not skill intensive.
It's like one of the best things to look forward to at the end of the workday.
It's so small of
It's a little peeled orange.
It's so cute. I feel like you're getting my worst angles at all times.
This is how I see you. So whenever like I step back a little bit, I'm like, ah, handsome man. Hey, handsome, you come here often? Oh, and one of the biggest things that happened to our bedroom is I
Ow.
moved the desk so that it cannot look
Home
out
renovation.
into the living room,
When we
where
end-
he walks very often without pants.
Yeah. So when,
So
when we
now
finish,
when I'm in meetings, I don't need to worry about you wandering without pants.
I braided his hair this week.
Oh.
It's all junky now, but I don't even braid, y'all, and I hooked him up. He's crusty, but you know. Oh, I killed that, but
Keeping super busy with getting out of that shop of ours.
Oh yeah, you mean closing the production of our business that we've had for 28 years?
So that you can now broker.
Yeah.
So he's been consumed with that, and this is the first week today, Monday, the 20th, where
420.
he's home. And so now we're really gonna be with each other all the time. And what I've noticed is when you spend that much time with one another and you don't have a lot of interaction with other people to kind of like be yourself, be your weird personality, be your quirky personality, be your fun personality, whatever it is, whoever you are with the people you choose to be with, when you don't have that bouncing off and it's just him, that's challenging.
So obviously my utopia doesn't really exist, but you know, I'm doing my best of living it out.
Brought some here to show you. I cut up an old towel. I cut up an old towel and hemmed the sides so they wouldn't fray. And I just use it for number 1. But I figured since all the stores are running out of TP, they're not getting them back in stock, and as a female, I use TP every time I use the restroom. I figured this would just help it last longer. And so I just use it for number 1. And I actually really like it. I think I even like it more than regular TP.
Do you want to sit on the questions? Our cats like sitting on paper. It's strange.
Can we go to the next question before he sits on it?
Questions, please. Have you gotten along well or gotten on each other's nerves? Has it been any different since?
I haven't noticed any different.
You're not getting
the only difference that I've noticed is that I'm not enjoying alcohol that much. Well,
He's now in the questions.
You let him sit on
Can
it.
I get the questions? Can I get the questions, please? Excuse me. Okay, I've retrieved the questions. Yeah, I don't think it's any different.
No.
I think you need to have your own space for certain periods. You can't be. I don't know. Everyone's got that luxury, but it's not an easy situation for anyone. But with where we are, having our own space is definitely makes it easier, I think.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean that we're spending all our time on our own. This is the only time we've been together in weeks. No, it's not true.
we didn't think we could have gotten any closer or found anything else out about each other, but we actually had like a really big breakthrough on Easter, which was nice. Like we didn't even expect it, which was nice. And it's been I don't know, like a really pleasant surprise, especially being so far into our relationship, to know that there was something deeper for us, like somewhere deeper for us to go. That was beautiful. So I'm like even more in love with him now, I guess.
There's always something that we could always improve on with each other and the relationship. So we have to figure out when it gets to that point and what other steps we're going to have to take to continue.
It's really not that hard. I mean, I guess
Usually
we aren't having like problems because we love each other.
Are we gonna not be in the documentary because our answers are just like, yo, we're doing well, just in a loving relationship? That would.
Yeah, no, I mean, like
We should create some drama.
No.
Honestly, she pissed me the fuck off yesterday.
I definitely think we've gotten on each other's nerves more. What do you think?
I think we've gotten along pretty well, actually. I don't know. I guess I'm just not in tune with people's feelings in this house. Being you.
Do you feel your relationship is strengthened or strained by the situation?
I don't think there's any change since last week. I mean,
Yeah, I don't really have any. I don't think it's strained because we're not.
ask us in 6 months.
Yeah.
The usual, which is strengthened, of course. Yeah. Not even a question.
Have our relationship been strained in any way by this quarantine?
No. Like, have we had fights? Yeah. But, like, our fights don't strain our relationship. You know? They only ever temporarily strain a relationship because we always do a really good job of resolving them, I think.
I don't feel like they even temporarily strain. Like, even in our worst fights, if somebody came over and was like, I'll give you $1,000 to divorce that man,
No.
I would be like, can I remarry him? If so, I'll sign it.
Our relationship, I don't think it's changed much. We've been together a long time. We've been through all kinds of stuff. It did come with life, and we're both mature people. I don't think it's had that adverse of an effect on our relationship at all. In fact, we're probably fortunate. We're fortunate for two reasons, among all children and all the other stuff that people say. We were quarantined in Las Vegas where the weather is very nice, and we've been together a long time. We're very mature. That goes a long ways towards how you handle problems. Maturity is a good thing.
I think it's strengthened just because if this wouldn't have happened, I mean, we would not even nearly be spending the amount of time we were spending together. Because, I work in a school, she is in her senior year of college, so we would not have even come close to seeing each other this much. So I think if anything, it's strengthened it.
I think it's been good to see each other like react in stressful situations, and then just like it's forcing us to be creative with the way that we hang out with each other and the things we do, and I think that that's good for us.
I think our relationship has definitely been strengthened. I mean, I don't know how much more strengthened it could have been, but we've been looking at apartments and moving in together actually, like, permanently, because we don't technically live together. We're self-isolating together because we didn't want to be apart from each other in such a crazy, chaotic time, but we don't live together. So we're taking those actual steps to sit down and budget and figure things out.
Something we've talked about for a long time, and it was, in progress already, but knowing that we can, stand to be self-isolated together indefinitely, I wouldn't say strengthens our relationship in so much that, we're already a strong enough relationship being comfortable and happy self-isolated together. But knowing that we can just stay with each other, just each other, and just at home and not go anywhere, and still be happy and content, really is a testament to your ability to being able to live with someone. So I think that's the next step is unisolating and then getting a place together so that
isolating
when
together.
we re-isolate sometime in the future, this happens again, we're in the same place.
That's what I've been thinking of too.
Exactly.
I think we're being very, very real with each other. I mean, when you are with each other all the time now, you can't help but show every side. The impatient side, the frustrated side, the side where you might be a little annoyed. Right? Don't you see that happening?
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't,
I don't know how to explain it. Like,
Well, try.
I like to say things that I think are just, come right to my mind, and apparently they're not always that pleasant.
And I definitely have a filter in my head.
She's sensitive to those kinds of things, so I have to use the filter, and I'm not good at that.
But I have faith in you that you're gonna rise to the occasion.
Or I'm gonna break down your filter, and we'll both just laugh a lot more. But I don't know, that might not happen.
Yeah, I don't. It's not black and. I don't think it's black and white.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I guess my point was, it's. Yeah, we have arguments, but yeah, we have a lot of good times together too. And
Yeah.
are these things because of self-isolation?
Yeah. Are we having more good times because we're hanging out more?
Yeah, right. I mean, I think we are.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would say we are. And are we arguing more because we are self-isolating together? No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're arguing more. We're having more fun times though.
Final comments. If you want to, just talk about anything you want related to your relationship, home life, the crisis, relationship advice for others, or anything else.
I'm just so over it now.
Most people seem to be they're getting on with it. Maybe we've seen more people in the street. I think my guess is that people are getting a bit impatient with it, but no one around us in the neighborhood is complaining. Just you saw the assholes coming out with their guns and stuff, which is, I think, a very small percentage of people, and they're not representative of America as a whole in any way.
I know people who are loving it. Not the guns, the staying at home.
Yeah.
They are weird.
This quarantine has done a lot of good.
I agree. It's really nice.
Like,
It's a nice break. I think it's showing a lot of people what they're missing in some regards. Either making them grateful for what they used to have, or making them realize that they want something different. Maybe I'm projecting, but
what did you learn that you want different?
Lola, I want you home. That's what I learned. I mean, I already kind of knew that, but it's really nice having you home. And it's really nice when you get to spend time with other people and have a good time doing it. That's something I really think is an important thing. That was not a good sentence, but you know what I meant. I love you. I wonder if this is catching anything.
No one knows.
I think it's still beautiful thing, I guess you can say, to be, although it sucks to be locked away from the general public and having to distance yourself so much, but if you have a partner to go through it with, I think it makes it that much better. You can bug each other and do things like that, but still, have your alone time to sort of just gather your thoughts, do little things that you wouldn't have had time to do in your normal day-to-day routine. So I think that's something that I have learned to appreciate about this process.
I'm a little less tan now because I don't go outside. I don't know. What else?
I feel like the days all blend together. I saw this meme, and it was the days of the week are not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, except everything was scratched out, and it was just day, 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 day. And I feel like that's very representative of what it feels like.
Yeah.
But it feels like forever ago, but it's only been roughly a month.
Yeah, just over a month.
And it feels like we have been doing this forever.
It's new normal.
But every day feels fast. Like last week was a blink of an eye. So time is weird.
At the beginning, this felt like it would be a fun adventure for a few weeks. And now it's really settling in that, no, this is going to be life for several months now to really get this virus under control. And yeah, there's no resemblance of a schedule. So I think my attitude towards it has definitely changed over the past few weeks. It's more serious, it's less fun, it's more just everyday life kind of sucks.
And the scientists all seem so optimistic when this first happened, talking about, oh yeah, it'll be 18 months to get some kind of a vaccine. But now there's talks of different universities finding that people are getting reinfected, which isn't a common thing for this type of virus to build up an immunity. People aren't building up enough of an immunity, apparently, and are able to get reinfected. And there's evidence to say that this reinfection can be a worse infection, which doesn't make sense to me yet, but do you think you'd build up some kind of immunity to it, some kind of antibodies, so you'd be like a less infection? But I'm not a scientist, so that's going to be a trouble too. 18 months to get a vaccine, but people can get reinfected all the way up to those 18 months. It's going to, this is not going to be a thing where everybody always thought that aliens would invade us, we'd have World War III, or that the machines would rise up and take over the world. Well, that's not going to happen. It's going to be a little tiny virus that's going to destroy the entire world economy. And a bunch of idiots that keep going outside.
And the food supply. That's one thing that worries me, is the food supply. If stores are having trouble restocking and you can't get staples from the store, you can't get flour, you can't get butter or eggs or yeast. We're trying our best to make stuff from scratch at home, from dried beans, making bread from scratch. But if you can't get those staples, that's what worries me.
We don't know where that stuff comes from. We just go to the grocery store. The grocery store doesn't have it. Does it just appear? We don't. We just have to grow our own foods and live like the Amish, I guess. They're probably laughing at us right now.
Stay inside. Please, really, just self-isolate, seriously.
Yeah,
I mean, it won't be seen till after, but...
Yeah, and if you can stand to be quarantined indefinitely with someone, I think that's a testament to your relationship. Everyone, to some extent, probably wants, I don't know, alone time or something like that, especially in times like this. But if you can stand to be with someone, like I said, indefinitely, I think that is relationship advice in itself, as in your relationship is pretty stable and things may not be perfect, but I think things will be okay. So just remember, nothing's perfect out there. Point in case everyone is isolated because no one can follow health advice. But you just stay safe and stay healthy and, do the best you can with the information that you have and try to live your life.
I think things like this are really important because as artists, we take things from the outside world that we see and we reflect on them and we dive into them, and that's how we create things that are new. And so I think having things like this that people can interact with and experience and take and reflect on their own time during the social distancing period is a really cool thing. And I'm really happy that we got to be a part of it.
Woo!
Woo!
I don't think we're gonna hopefully not have another time like this anytime soon.
Right.
Once this is over. So I think it's like literally a once in a lifetime chance to be able to do things that you would not have the time or be able to do if we were in our normal work lives or school lives or whatever.
That's a way to try to keep it positive, I think. Like, we've been cooking a lot. Neither of us are good cooks. But
we're kind of awful.
Really bad, actually. We set a pan on fire, boiling water.
Oh, and this time, making pasta, the lining of the bowl or the pot just
came off in the
off.
Pasta. But we're trying. We're learning.
I thought that was awful.
It was awful, but I do think it is a good time to spend, with loved ones and learning and growing.
6 feet apart.
6 feet apart. Or whoever you're quarantining with.
Yeah.
We've lived with each other for how long before this? 3 years at least, right?
No.
We're 2 years here, and then we pretty
We're
much
in our
lived,
2 years.
and we pretty much lived together before this. Yeah, we
That
did.
doesn't count as living together.
No, it doesn't. But
No.
we pretty much did. I mean, it was like
Relatively, I guess.
okay. Let's just say 2 and something.
We're on our second year, so it's been over a year. We're in our second year. It's not 2 years yet, just like
Okay.
your job. Like we said.
I feel like we've been living together for longer than that, so I feel like we know each other pretty well.
I think we know each other pretty well. Yeah, we're learning new things about each other. It's kind of looks like minimal.
We really believe that there's a new norm. We're not going back to the way things were. Like, not we, like the world.
Ever.
It's not going back. We're
It's over.
gonna have to evolve
New normal.
and figure it out. And I don't think there's anything normal about that. But it's just the only word that somebody can use to try to make sense of it.
Yeah, it's the key word. New normal. That's where we're headed. Into a new normal.
At the beginning of the project, I think I had more energy.
Same. Yes.
I'm losing energy by the day. It's like I'm losing the will to live slowly. I don't mean that like,
More like depression.
Yeah, like
than
depression is-
suicidal ideation.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. My depression is definitely setting in. Like, definitely. That just like,
So what if I just sleep in all day?
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. Yeah, yeah.
what if I
totally.
stop working out and quit that job and who cares? What if I literally this
Just
is my
take
life
things
now?
into
What if
your
this is
own
my life now?
hands?
I'll just live like this instead of what I was doing before. Who cares? Life is meaningless, that kind of thing. But at the beginning of this project, I was like, okay, I have lots of time. I'm gonna figure this out. And I was like doing a lot of like, oh, let's film us doing this and let's film us doing that. And that puzzle hasn't been touched in weeks. And
Yeah, I've been way too busy to do that puzzle.
and I'm not doing much every day. I'm doing the same thing every day. And
Which might be really good for you. You know, to be in a
maybe.
routine. Well, what I mean is like, you know, without
oh
that
well,
routine,
being in the routine, yes, and I know that it is, because I've lived with this my whole life, so I know routine is good for me. So I know that I have to do that.
Right.
It's hard for me because
I
like
do.
I'm a performer, and like part of my love language is like going to the theater and seeing live performance, and I could almost cry. I can't.
That's pretty close to crying. Sorry. I'm not good enough in the performance world to make up for that deficit, so I will have to focus on working on this.
I cannot imagine a world where that will no longer be.
It will be. It's just you'll have to watch it on a screen.
Well, that's not the same.
Oh, then they'll have live performance again. Don't you worry.
Okay.
That will get we'll fix that. There might be plexiglass around you when you're watching it, but you'll be there. That's coming.
Lovely.
Might take a little while.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, guys.
Those are tough choices.
No, I clearly know what I want. I liked
Are
the
you serious?
first one. Punching a congressman in the face.
You like
Exactly
that?
what we would expect. I mean, like there's no tomorrow.
That actually
yes,
did
it
make
does.
sense. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
But we will survive.
Yeah.
We will make it. We will evolve.
Find beauty. There's flowers outside that are still beautiful.
And we have to have grace for each other, and
The sky and the stars.
you know, we have to reach out this way to each other. So God bless everybody. Take care. And find your new norm. Have your sanity and your peace.
Namaste.
Namaste.
At the end of the day, wife and I are so madly in love and married. I hope we're still both in love. I'm in love. I'm sure we are. The maturity that we've had over the years, we've been together a long time. We're mature people. Not a problem. Not a problem. I'm glad it's almost over. I would expect here in Nevada that May 1st, they're going to open up this state, and it's not going to be, it's going to be party like it's 1989. Look out. Look out. I've enjoyed making these videos. It does give you time to reflect on what's happened in your own life, and I think it helps keep things in perspective. There are other people that are much worse off than I am. I'm not very hard off at all. You want to know what isolation does? Or is it marriage?
It's a little bit of both. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Yeah, 22 years.
That was my best day. I hope everybody else takes care of each other. Take care of yourself. You gotta take care of yourself first. It's a police thing. You gotta get to the scene safely. If you get in a car crash, you're not helping anybody. Take care of yourself, and then take care of others. I used to say, check your compass. And I would point to a flag on my shoulder, the American flag. That should be a compass. Learn from our mistakes. Learn from our successes, and there have been a lot of them. And let's move forward. Let's move forward.
Okay, rolling. Action. Hello.
Hello.
So where are we? How many months has it been?
3.
So this has been 3 months. And when did we have our first beer outside of the house?
April, outside of the house.
Yeah.
Last week. So yeah, it's almost 3 months.
And that was the yard house.
I was in the art house.
Yeah. So that was, that's crazy. And it's a first world problem as well, because they didn't have the beers that we wanted in the yard house. It was a disgrace. No, just to be able to go out for a beer. Although the people who work in the yard house, they look like, if you've seen the movie RoboCop, they look like the futuristic cops because they got to wear the complete face shield and stuff. But a lot of the same staff are there, which was cool. So I know a lot of people lost their jobs and stuff, but it was nice to go in and see a lot of the same staff. So that was cool.
Good boy. Good job. So, babe, how do you feel now that we're like 3 months down the road from the quarantine?
I don't know how to feel anymore. I mean, it's just kind of take it as it comes.
Well, you're growing your hair out, which I love.
That's true.
That's fabulous.
Grow my hair out.
I'm growing my hair out too.
Cutting my shirts.
Casual.
Living life.
I'm taking my yoga test tomorrow.
True.
Super
Yoga
excited.
instructor.
Woo! I'm gonna help people feel balanced and good. And it just looks different. I feel like we're stronger together. We got this. Bring it.
It's true. You kind of just have to make it work.
Yeah, and we're home more together.
I don't think it's going away. I think it's kind of like, this is how it's going to be. People are going to be dumb. People are going to be smart.
Yeah.
I choose to be smart,
You know,
but
you just gotta have a positive outlook on it. That's what you gotta do, right, Amy? Can I have the ball? Can I have the ball? Thank you. Let me have the ball. Yes. Woo! Good job. So look for positive things to do, because life evolves.
Since the last time we all talked, I'm still working at a grocery store. I have my acting classes back now online, started an adult improv class, started making YouTube videos, and I started reviewing cat food, and also putting videos on YouTube from our film fest that we've been doing.
We've been taking part in a stay-at-home film fest on Zoom with some filmmakers across the country every Friday night. So we've been doing that, making a video every week to be keeping us busy. I'm also still working from home for the library. I go into the office every once in a while, but we're still not open to the public. So,
what do you think quarantine has been like for you, baby?
I'm going to really miss quarantine when it's over. Because it's been really, really nice in terms of like people having lower expectations of productivity. Oh, I always love that. And peace and quiet and not have to commute. Honestly, like the only thing that I'm missing from quarantine is probably AC.
And going outside.
And going outside. But we go outside.
We go outside anyways.
Yeah, like we run and stuff. So I'm really gonna miss it when it's over. Because I think that I personally really hate commuting. So I'm not gonna enjoy having to do that again. I'm also really enjoying being able to like wear the same set of clothes. This is the first time I changed out of my pajamas in like
Pajamas.
Pajamas?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the
Not
first...
many clothes have been worn.
Mm-hmm. First time I changed out of my pajamas in a week. It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to just wear pajamas and not have to worry about like, oh, this is my silk blouse. I don't want to get tomato on it. You're just like, my jammies.
So since we last talked, we've moved from Miami. Now we're in Maine. That was interesting, moving during the coronavirus, during a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
We moved as a road trip, so we had to fill up with gas several times a day. We had our pets in the car. That also made it interesting.
We wore our masks at every stop. We had hand sanitizer and alcohol spray put on our hands. Try not to get interaction with people. It's tough because a lot of the southern states, they just don't seem to care about coronavirus. There were randomly people that would do it, but for the most part, it was just kind of average American that for some reason doesn't trust the media and just doesn't want to wear a mask.
And we also stopped in Minnesota on our move because we had some stuff there at our parents' house. So that was interesting, having to get our stuff from their houses. One parent was against wearing a mask and was jeopardizing us getting the rest of our stuff. A different parent said, we won't let you stay here if that parent doesn't wear a mask because then you're putting us at risk. So that made it a little difficult. But in the end, everyone wore a mask and we all got along. But it definitely made it interesting moving during a pandemic and trying to see family, but also we're cognizant of the fact that we're supposed to be social distancing. So it's like we went home, but we didn't really get to see family like we wanted to.
I guess just the general feeling is everybody's fed up.
Yeah. But no, I think it's getting better. Just so we don't go into a world of negativity here.
No, I'm just saying we're fed up. We just wanted to go back.
We were fed up, or we are fed up.
No, the people are fed up. So now everybody wants to just go back to normal.
Yeah.
I'm good with normal as long as there are masks involved. So that's my new normal.
Yeah.
We're gonna move out in 2 months.
Yeah, we are gonna move out pretty soon. I'm gonna head back to Massachusetts to be with my mother.
Mm-hmm. She's a really lovely lady.
Yeah.
And we're really looking forward to living with her. Like,
oh, of course. I love my mother. I'm very close with my mother.
you're gonna help her take care of your grandfather
Mm-hmm. And also keep her sane.
and keep her safe, play games with her, help her relax, all that good stuff. I'm gonna do help with her gardening and help with her cooking and help with her groceries.
And she loves talking to you and hanging out with you too.
Yeah.
I'm very, very close with my mother. In fact, part of the thing that's been worst about quarantine is not being able to see my mother. And so while I'm definitely very close with my mother, she also really enjoys having you around. And so I think it will be a nice welcome break. And hopefully by the time we come back to New York, it will suck less.
Oh, we've been trying to look for apartments, actually. We've come very close a couple times, but we're working really hard. So we're not letting COVID stop us at all. At all.
I mean, we're still being precautious.
Oh, yeah, but we're still
Distancing,
moving
going
forward.
out, being careful, but yeah, we are still trying to carry on with our lives.
And with this whole, I'm going to calling it a movement, because this is a whole big movement going on right now. Black Lives Matter movement progression. We've been going to protest and wearing our protective equipment and sanitizing and everything, and it's just, doing our research, and it's been mind-blowing, and signing petitions, and I haven't donated anything. I don't know if you have. I don't have any extra money to, give away. We've been doing it in other ways. But life has been insane, but we keep fighting on.
Forced us to develop healthy routines, and part of the reason for the routine was to keep us sane.
Mm-hmm.
But there were healthy parts of it. I've gone through loads of movies in the Criterion Channel.
Let's just say that your routines were a little bit healthier than my routines.
Well, come on, you got to give something, because it can't go miserable or negative.
I am not miserable here. How am I miserable?
Well, can you offer something then about a positive thing that you took from this?
I can spend a lot of time on my own and with Campbell in the house.
All right, that's a positive thing then.
Yeah. I feel like it's endurance. It's like a marathon.
Yeah.
I could do social distancing marathon. There you go.
Okay.
I win.
All right. Anything else, do you think?
You realize how little you need in terms of food?
Yeah, because...
and entertainment.
Well, we were doing a carnivore diet before all this hit. So most of our diet was meat. But then at the very beginning, when people went crazy and there was nothing in the shops, that was scary. But then when you're talking about how much do you need, because there was the whole thing about toilet rolls. So we got bidets, and then we probably don't need as much toilet paper as most other people.
I got Clorox today.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a big thing. This is the first time I've seen Clorox in a store. So things are definitely improving.
Yeah.
And when we got here to Maine, there was a mandatory 14-day quarantine enforced by the governor. I shouldn't say enforced, there wasn't really any enforcing, it was just the honor system. But when we entered the States, all of the highway patrol signs all said, visitors shall quarantine for 14 days. So something they had put in place, there wasn't any enforcing of it. But regardless, we did it because that was what you're supposed to do. So for 2 weeks we did basically nothing. We unpacked. We went to the grocery store, stuff like that, Home Depot for supplies, but we wore a mask. It was very minimal. We did the minimum that we needed to, and we just stayed home for 2 weeks, got through it, and then we celebrated and went to Acadia National Park once we were done.
Okay, so it is June 26th, and for the most part, Nevada's open. We're
still together. Yay.
Yay! We made it. Going outside, you're supposed to wear a mask. Then we didn't have to wear a mask, and now starting today, we have to wear a mask. I still send him shopping.
She does.
We just try to take precautions as we can.
Yeah, got a lot of stuff done in the yard. We're moving on to the next catastrophe for 2020. Rough year. Anyway, appreciate being involved. Thanks.
Yes, thank you.